Sup everyone, welcome to another episode of Garage Topics. This is my 2019 YXZ1000. I never thought I'd really like UTVs, but this thing completely changed my mind. And this video is all about the first trip of actually getting to utilize this thing, and what a place to do it at the Hatfield McCoy trails in West Virginia. This was my first time using the UTV and the first time visiting the Hatfield McCoy trails, and let's just say I'm hooked. More on that in a second. If this is your first time watching, thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna have more videos about this YXZ. I really enjoy driving this thing, hoping to take it to more places. And if you're an OG, thanks a lot for sticking with me. And hopefully you get to learn something from this, because this isn't typical Garage Topics content. Normally I'm all about cars, which we have in the garage everywhere, but this is a whole new level of entertainment and fun, and I'll tell you why. I quickly learned that I don't personally enjoy rock climbing at this point in time, but I do enjoy going fast and drifting. And so this thing is literally like a mini rally car. Being able to bang gears made my experience on the Hatfield McCoy trails 1,000 times more enjoyable than I ever imagined. It was so much fun hearing the gears whining, banging the gears back and forth, being engaged the whole time. Really enjoyed it. I'm a dummy and didn't bring the right connector for the GoPro to mount somewhere, so I had to hold it with one hand and drive with the other hand and shift with my elbow or whatever. I didn't get to go as crazy in the footage, but I think some of it does show you how awesome and how much fun this thing was. Like most videos, just the hills don't do justice on camera. If you're in person there, you'll get a sense of it. Like one of the opening clips of this that we're gonna get into is actually a pretty steep hill, but it looks like nothing. Also got to check out a Razor 1000 that my buddy Nathan rented. Drove that for a little bit, so it put some of that commentary in the video as well. I'm gonna do a follow-up to this as far as tips and tricks for visiting Hatfield McCoy for the first time. Now that we've done it, I've got some pros and cons from what we learned, and I'm gonna go again, spoiler alert. So I've got some tips as far as what would make it the best possible trip. But I think we were decently prepared, but some cases we weren't, but we had a blast. It was a ton of fun. All right, last but not least, right before the trip, I spent some time doing some wiring and some lighting on this, so let me show you. Okay, so like the lights down here are factory. I added these yellow fog lights in this little grill area. It was a pain in the ass, but it actually turned out great. In some of the dark areas in the woods, very noticeable, not gonna get run over. This thing was great. And I also added a light bar up back. I'll show you here now. These lights here, you can strobe them. I'll do this here in a second. You can strobe them any way you want. I got this cool blue light. This is more for hot boy details, but it was good to have this on the trail so someone could see you. And the red lights are actually hooked up to the brakes. I don't know if I can demonstrate that here, but it kind of made it more safe. So no regrets doing that. But it took a long time unnecessarily, but I'm glad I did it. It looks really cool and it's fun. All right, so this trip was over 2 days. We're gonna get into day one, some of the footage that we saw where we had lunch, which was cool that you could drive in town. I'm gonna cut in and out, but here's some footage. If you got any questions, drop a comment below. All right, so this spot was a big intersection on the Buffalo Mountain Trail system. Super cool. Hopefully this does it justice, but like you're riding on these trails and literally to the left or right of you, there's like 100-foot drop off, but super cool nature, just scenery, and it was a good stop to take a break and check out some other rigs too. pretty crazy out here. This is probably one of the better views we've seen today. I don't know if the camera does it justice, but trails are cool. There's just randomly a gas pipe here. Don't smoke out here. Sure how recent this is, but look, big ass boulder blocking the trail. So I'm gonna spot Nathan up here. That's a big ass rock slide right here. This is supposed to be a nice green trail, but it's pretty gnarly. All right, let me get off so I can spot him real quick. Hold on. Oh, hold on. This wasn't the most ideal way to end day one in Buffalo Mountain. The trail system was well marked. We just missed it. We were having a good time. We thought this was a trail. It technically was, but for dirt bikes only. It looked like Nathan got through there easily, but he barely got through. That rock there that you see on the left, he almost fell into and almost tipped over real bad. And so when I tried to do it, I just slid straight into that rock. So halfway through it was like, let's just get out of here. Let's just turn around. So I used my winch for the very first time, and we winched to a tree to get me basically turned 180 around, which was not ideal. This was super time lapse. It took over an hour, and in that time range, the mountain weather went from nice and sunny to rainy. So that added some element of fun to it as well. But thankfully, we were able to figure it out and get out of there, at least me. So put the winch around different trees, like did that multiple times to get me turned around and out of there. But man, was I glad to finally get turned around. And like from here, it doesn't look bad at all, but like it was almost instant tip over situation there. So I was happy to get out of it. All right, that sucked, but no one flipped and no one wrecked their UTV. So I'm going to go back this way, and Nathan's going to go that way, and we're going to meet in the middle of the trail that we just did. Got a lot of footage of that awesome overlook. Probably meet somewhere close to that. So no one died, no one flipped their things, no one got hurt. Just took a lot of time, but could be worse things going on. But man, hopefully this does just this massive rock slide that obliterated this trail. And it happened just recently because all these trees that are down have green leaves. So spoiler alert, that trail that you see to the right went nowhere. It went to a dirt bike trail. Pro tip for being on the mountain is having a walkie-talkie. I was a good 2 miles away when Nathan radioed to me to come turn around. Without that radio, we would have been screwed. So thankfully, met up back there, and we did the same thing. We used a winch around a tree. Like even getting him up that hill, we were winched the entire time, because if he started sliding, he was going to tip, which the video doesn't show. But we got out of there, thankfully, and that was the end of day one on Buffalo Mountain. All right, it's day two. It's beautiful out today. Oh, there's a big-ass deer on this hill, Nathan. Deer up there, just walking around. Some sweet UTVs and stuff driving by. Our rigs are incredibly muddy, but they're in one piece and no scratches as far as we can tell. Beautiful day. I really got lucky with the weather. The weather said it would be miserable all weekend. It's been perfect all weekend, so keep that in mind. This is the house here, right near North Mate 1. The North Mate 1 sign is right there. It's really pretty here. Like these mountains are everywhere. Basically, we're on a mountain side here. But beautiful drive. Super cool seeing UTVs stuff drive by. That thing's probably filled with UTVs. Pretty cool. right, devil's Anse so far is great. Nathan's going to try out my YXZ, which will be fun for him to experience it, but also be cool to get some shots of it going down the road. But man, what a beautiful day. It is fantastic out here. A little muddy still, but we just crossed over a creek and we're good to go. And Nathan's going to try the gearbox out for a little bit on this little stretch, and then we're going to keep driving. Go get some lunch. That thing sounds pretty cool. You can even hear the gearbox flying from outside here. All right, good? Yep. All right, let's go hit the trail. I'm checking out this Razor 1000. Curious to see how it is. I'll let you guys know on the trail. So far so good. This one's a lot more comfortable to drive. It's a little bit more relaxing. Ride's smooth. I do feel like the YXZ feels a whole lot more connected to the road in good and bad ways at the same time. But yeah, this is cool. It has a lot better throttle response than I was expecting. The lunch spot was great. It was called the Tipple Tavern right off the Devil Anse Trail. They've also got a whole campground there as well. It looked awesome. Definitely think about staying there next time. It was also cool to see all the units parked out front. There was another YXZ there as well with 3 pedals, and I got to talk to the guy and kind of get his take on it, and he said he liked it. So really curious to experience a 3-pedal YXZ in the future. The awesome part about West Virginia in this area is that you literally can just drive to the gas station when you need gas. And so we were getting slightly low on gas, and so we just got off the trail and head on down the road, and it was a blast driving on the street. And then getting gas, you were one of many UTVs there. So I'm finishing filming up this video and realized I didn't do an outro. That last clip was so much fun going on that abandoned highway. It was super cool. After that, we drove back into town, but went back on the roads again, and then we power washed what we could of the mud off of the unit. It was disgusting, and spoiler alert, it still is really gross. I've washed it twice. That's the only downfall about going there, but had an absolute blast. Plan on going again. Hopefully this video kind of encourages you to go do something new and try something new. Definitely never thought I'd enjoy these units, and you can kind of tell the difference between a YXZ and that Razor as far as how immersive the experience was. For me, it's exactly what I'm looking for, but if you're looking for like more like crawling kind of type, a Razor's perfect. If you got any questions, leave a comment below. Definitely got more videos coming out soon. Really appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you go to the doctor and get checked out, because more than likely it's probably free with the insurance. It'll keep you alive. Catch you guys later. Peace out.